background, noun, family, education, etc. 1. Countable. The details of a person's family, education, experience, etc. A person's family, social, cultural, educational, class background. The job would suit someone with a business background. In spite of their very different backgrounds, they immediately became friends. See related entries, family background, past. 2. Countable, usually singular, uncountable. The circumstances or past events that help explain why something is how it is. Information about this. The historical background to the war. Background information, knowledge. The elections are taking place against the background of violence. Can you give me more background on the company? Of picture, photo. 3. Countable, usually singular. The part of a picture, photograph, or view behind the main objects, people, etc. A photograph with trees in the background. Compare, foreground. See related entries, describing art. Less important position. 4. Singular. A position in which people are not paying attention to somebody, something, or not as much attention as they are paying to somebody, something else. He prefers to remain in the background and let his assistant talk to the press. A piano tinkled gently in the background. Background music. There was a lot of background noise that you could hear but were not listening to. Compare, foreground. Color under something. 5. Countable, usually singular. A color or design on which something is painted, drawn, etc. The name of the company is written in red on a white background. Extra examples. Against that general background, let me give you a more detailed view of current practice. Can you tell me something about your family background? Children from a military background often move around a lot. Even people with a technical background will struggle to understand some of the jargon. He came from a very privileged background. He had learned how to melt invisibly into the background. He prefers to remain in the background and let his assistant deal with the press. Her academic background includes a degree in education. Her background was in biology and medicine. I could see my secretary hovering in the background. I think we get on well because we are from similar backgrounds. In the future, we will require background checks on airport employees. It is important to have a broad educational background. Most paintings look good against a natural background color. She has a good solid background in management. She wanted to know about his criminal background. The areas of water stood out against the dark background. The book provides the background to the revolution. The dispute over the new contract allowed her other problems to fade into the background. The mountains in the background were capped with snow. The signal was very clear, with no background hiss or distortion. The students are drawn from very mixed social backgrounds. The Earth's coats turned white to match their snowy background. There was a radio on in the background. Those discussions formed the background to the decision. We work with clients from diverse backgrounds. Who did the background focus on that track? An economist with a background in business. Background information on the country. Bright blue on a red background. Children from deprived backgrounds, the historical background of the project, the technical background to the report. Can you give me more background on the company's financial position? Discrimination on the basis of race, sex, or social background will not be tolerated. Encyclopedias are a good source of background information. The book explains the complex historical background to the war. The classes are designed for students with a background in history or theology. We are from very different backgrounds, but we get on very well. We are provided with soft rights and tranquil background. Somebody's family, social, cultural, educational, class background